I suppose I recognised that the darkness wasn't the drugs, the mental health distress, being homeless, or jails and gangs and things like that. The darkness was when I tried to engage with the world and step outside my world, and I encountered that message of, you're not welcome, you don't belong, you don't fit. My name's Dave Burnside, and I live on the North Shore in Auckland with my wife and our 2 rescue cats. And currently my role is the lived experience lead with Odyssey in Auckland, who are an addiction and mental health provider. So there was no male role model at the time. And we started getting in trouble. It was quite small at first. At school, I never felt like I fitted. I had a bit of social anxiety as a child and a young man. And I think we first started drinking at about 9 years old. And by the age of about 13, I was using heroin, LSD, you name it. And sort of was a way of self-medicating, I think, from that pain of not neglect, but just not feeling connected. And so you get caught. And there's consequences that come with that. For me, early on, that was being brought home by the police, being thrown out of school, being put in boys' homes in custody, youth prison. And there came a time when my mother said, I've had enough of this, go away. I was probably about 15 when she first kicked me out. And so we lived on the streets. And we would find abandoned houses, we would live in cars, we would sleep under old buildings and steal food, steal money, and eventually get caught and go to jail. And when we got out, that whole cycle would repeat. So being homeless was difficult. It's like being a ghost. You're just not there. And it just grew. When we got out of prison, we wanted more drugs, the crimes got bigger, the sentences to prison got bigger, the disconnection from society grew. And I had a moment where I was caught using drugs in the prison. And I had to ring my son and tell him, look, I'm not in the good unit anymore. I'm in the other one, the bad unit. And he's like, why, Dad? I said, I got caught using drugs. And he said, but you don't use drugs. You told me, remember, the police lied, they set you up. And I thought, yeah, all those lies. And I had to be honest with him. He cried, I cried. So I had this chance as a father, and I've failed. And I've actually never used drugs since. So it was a big turning point for me, having to be honest with my son. So when I came out of jail last time, I actually did peer support training, and I came to realise that my lived experience had value for others, and that I could actually get paid for doing that. And when I looked back, I realised that that person who lit the spark of hope in me, that was peer support. And the power of that moment still sits with me today. And if I could give other people that, I could be part of their change. So when I came out of jail, within a year I was working for the Alcohol and Other Drug Treatment Court as a peer support worker, focusing on people coming out of prison who were just like me. If you told me 10 years ago I'd have a master's degree in law, I would have laughed. But today, no matter what the challenge is, the message I hear in my head is, you can do it. You can do it. You do belong. And I stand now connected in my community and in society, very comfortable in myself and who I am. And I think that has real value. The advice I'd give people struggling with mental health and addiction issues is to get out and connect. Find someone that can light your spark of hope. But most of all, have faith. There is hope. And that's the big word, hope. If you can find hope, you can find anything. Thank you.